How are you today?
I'm good, babe.
Let's get it started like it's New Year's Eve. I'm Robert Sawyer.
And I'm Mrs. Sawyer.
And together, we are the only black kids in the class. Coming to you live and direct from our secret hideout inside of our home. How are you, Mrs. Sawyer?
I'm great.
Okay.
How are you?
I am active. I am well. I am awesome. I am blessed. I am mindful. And I am being intentional.
Oh, that's awesome.
All those things.
You made a song come in my head. You know, songs always come in my head.
What song?
I'm blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. You know the song?
I think I know it, but I only listen to like trap music. So
every day of my life,
if they're not selling some O's, if they're not pushing birds, I don't really know it. Did Pusha T get on the remix of that?
No.
Okay. Well, Coke rap only. Yeah. Things have been going well.
Awesome.
Things that, I don't know if it's well, if it's just normal. I think even when things are difficult, I still consider them to be going well. Not in like a ignore the difficult, but like I'm blessed to even have the difficult. So I can make it work, or at least take some time to figure things out in all that I do.
That's fair.
So I don't usually feel too pressed for things.
That's good. That's from a blessed place.
Okay. I am blessed. I'm way okay.
Oh yeah, that's a different song.
That's the song I thought you were talking about.
No, I was
like, you don't know nothing about no Big Sean.
I'm way up. I feel blessed. I know that song. See?
Okay.
Ha ha ha.
All right. Spotify playlist coming through yet again. Yeah. So even when there's stressors, I don't know. I can still breathe through it. I think I have decent frustration tolerance.
I think I do too.
I think you do as well.
I do too.
You know what? I don't know why this reminded me of it, but yesterday I took a clip from a previous episode we did and I put it in our IG story and I asked people best chicken tenders in Florida. And I think it came to mind because I just did it yesterday. And this story is about to disappear. So before the story disappears, let me read to you what we have. Because, gotta be honest, I am not impressed.
Oh, wow. How are you feeling about that?
We had a decent number of answers. Okay. And I'm gonna.
What was the consensus?
Number one answer?
Yes.
Number one answer?
Yes.
Number one answer for the best chicken tenders in Florida, as voted on by the classmates on Instagram, Publix.
Oh, you just don't like Publix chicken tenders. That's a pretty good chicken tender. Publix is a pretty good chicken
I'm not
tender.
looking for a pretty good chicken tender.
Sometimes they hit just right.
I'm not looking for a pretty good chicken tender.
Sometimes they're.
I'm looking for the best.
Okay.
So we got Guthrie's. We got
now that's different.
We got a lot of Raising Cane's.
Oh.
We got Chick-fil-A.
I ain't mad at Chick-fil-A.
Have I even had it?
Yes, you have.
Oh, see, that doesn't even register. What else?
Just more of a nugget guy at Chick-fil-A.
And one person came with the jokes. They said, "Yo kitchen."
Oh. I don't think I've ever made.
I've never made chicken tenders.
Well, not like fried chicken tenders. I make you like the tenderloins.
You don't make them.
Yeah, I do. I'm talking about the like grilled ones, like sautéed ones. You have those. That's the same thing. I just don't fry them.
That's not a damn chicken tender. Stop it.
You're talking about fried.
Stop it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't make fry.
So
I don't fry.
The consensus is the best chicken tender may be entirely too subjective, way too personal, because I'm not hating on Publix. I'm really not.
That's a good chicken tender.
Hey, nice, who can beat a pub
big,
sub?
Juicy.
I like my lady.
Nice little breading.
Yeah, good. Publix is the best in Florida. The best.
They're pretty good.
So
but you see, I
think
there's different, like different types of best chicken tenders.
No.
Yeah. No. See, Guthrie's chicken tender almost shouldn't even be allowed to be compared to a Publix chicken tender because that's like a different type of thing. right? Like, so that's like a seasoned, right? Like, it's just different. Publix is like amicable for everyone. It's got just a little bit of seasoning, but not too much. It's like that. Guthrie's, some people might find it over seasoned.
Which people?
People.
Okay. But remember,
That's not always the case. I found it's just people.
Okay.
Some people can't tolerate seasoning. So I think that there's like a different categories of it. But yeah, I get where people are coming from.
I will have to go to Guthrie's and make this determination.
Yeah.
Guthrie's, you are my final hope to find the best chicken tender in Florida.
I mean, I haven't had them in decades.
And in other very, very, very important only Black kids news.
What is it?
Gonna start a war with this one.
Oh, what's the war?
What had happened was I went to a movie. I saw Blink Twice. Actually not terrible. I don't know. The reviews kind of had me thinking, I usually don't read reviews before, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go, but whatever. I decided I would imbibe, and I wanted to change it up.
Oh, no.
And at the last minute,
I know where this is going.
I ordered Starry.
Oh, my gosh. I'm glad I wasn't with you.
I ordered Starry.
I'm glad I wasn't with you.
And
so glad.
You know, is it going to be my top lemon lime soda?
That is worse than like saying Publix tender is the best.
No, I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying I'm not suggesting Starry is the best. It's not. It's probably at the bottom of the lemon lime sodas. What's that? Ooh, that RC Cola.
I don't. Do they have a lemon lime soda?
If they whether they do or they don't, they're probably above Starry. Okay. But
you're thinking about Check.
You hating on Check?
I'm saying Check better than Starry.
Put some respect on Check's name.
That's what I'm just saying.
Check has seen generations of people through.
I'm just saying.
So I'm never gonna hate on Check. Starry, as you can see, I'm still here. I made it. I survived. It wasn't. Is it my preference? No, but it really wasn't the worst thing.
It's terrible.
So Starry.
Terrible.
Who knows? You may have half a Only Black Kid collab in your future.
Yeah. I want no affiliation to that.
Okay.
Ugh. Did you have popcorn?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's why you didn't really get to taste it.
We just randomly go by Starry just to say, guys.
No, you said you were at the movie, but I'm just saying I didn't know if you got like popcorn with it. So maybe it was like, it was just, you just need a little bit of bubbles to like complement the salt.
Little bit of bubbles?
So you just need a little bubbles. So maybe it was sufficient for that, but it's terrible.
Wasn't that bad.
Okay. I'm going to buy you some Starry now.
No, don't. I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that.
Exactly.
And then they had the ad. Oh man, you want to know what makes it so bad?
It's terrible.
They had, how like before the movies, it's just more commercials than anything. The last commercial before the trailer start was a Starry commercial.
You see?
And they got their little mascots. Do you know what their tagline is?
No.
Starry, it hits different.
Yeah, it don't hit at all.
Okay. The second you see conglomerates like that kind of shit using the language you use, it's dead. Wrap it up.
Oh, you know who else uses that?
It hits different.
You know who else uses that?
Ike Turner.
Eleanor's.
Who?
It's Eleanor's or Eleanor's? Eleanor's. It's Eleanor's. It's a Greek yogurt place that I fell in love with in Seattle. And they now produce it, but they only sell it at certain markets.
A Seattle Greek yogurt company says it hits different.
So listen, the lemon curd is my favorite. When you peel back the lemon curd, it says that lemon, it just hits different. Tiffany H. So I don't know if that's Tiffany Haddish because I would think they would use her whole name, but it's a Tiffany H. But it said that lemon, it hits different. I agree with that. It's quite delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whoever says hits different ain't really hitting no more. Didn't you just say that?
What?
You did. You said that like 10 minutes ago, like 5 minutes ago.
I said that Starry was hitting that lemon curd.
No, you said the Publix tender. Sometimes it just hits.
It does.
Okay.
Just like the lemon curd Eleanor's Greek yogurt.
I'll never forget when I knew the dad was dead. First off, I didn't really think it was going to be alive that long, but I just happened to have NBC on. I almost never do. And it was a presidential election. And when I saw Hillary Clinton on there dabbing.
Oh, well, that's different.
R.I.P. the dab. Dab.
I don't think Hit's going anywhere soon.
If Star is using it, it's on the
I just
decline.
think they just misused it because it doesn't hit anything.
It hits your damn nerves.
Yeah, it's so gross. I just can't.
I have a very loose theme today. I have been collecting
Okay.
stories non-stop. Old stories, new stories, stories with triple updates. But I don't have a strong theme. So the loose theme for today is, what did you think was going to happen?
Ooh, is that positive or negative?
We shall find out.
Ooh, I have one.
Hey, you're welcome to join in. It's a very loose theme. What did you think was going to happen? That could be the people in the story. That could be the classmates listening. What did you think was going to happen?
Okay, I have one.
Maybe I shouldn't say think, because when I'm putting the extra sauce on the think, it sounds like, sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before we get to that, we haven't asked the Black Kids.
Woo!
I have not read this one.
Okay.
Am I wrong for not wanting to do this?
Okay.
What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know.
Given the trend of Ask the Black Kids, I'm going to guess there's a relationship. And if I can really go out on a limb, we get a lot of poly questions. I don't know when we became the poly experts, which is kind of wild. But hey, we don't judge. So we're here for open minds. We shall see.
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly have not read this. I've only seen that there was one in. Am I wrong for not wanting to do this? Hi, I, 29-year-old female, and my boyfriend, 30-year-old male, have been together on and off for 9 years. The most recent 3 years solid. All last year, we were planning to have a baby, but were unsuccessful. But most recently, I'm pregnant. Well, here's the problem. We tried a God damn! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! To the poly classmates, much love to y'all. But damn, we get a lot of poly questions.
Oh, okay.
I knew it. Because it happens a lot. It's like every other email we get is a poly one.
Okay. Maybe we're creating a safe space for them. That's good.
Maybe we are.
That's good.
And you're welcome to be here.
Oh.
With open arms. Just don't invite us. Well, here's the problem. We tried a poly relationship last year with his ex.
Okay.
Break baby mama, which I'm assuming when they were off one time, he had a baby with a lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it wasn't working. Shocking. So I told him, hey, I know you want this, but she's being odd, so I don't want you to choose. So I would just like to exit the relationship. This was in February. He made the decision to end things between them instead. Well, little did I know, she was already pregnant. I went through his phone one day and found out they tried to hide the baby. Well, the baby was born, and a few months later, well, now I'm pregnant. Ugh. He said that he didn't want a baby right now, but he was actively, quote, trying.
Oh.
He hates protection. Now he wants us to handle it, but I don't, due to him not doing anything to prevent me getting pregnant. I honestly think he just doesn't want his, quote, break baby mama to find out I'm pregnant. Am I wrong for not wanting to, quote, handle it?
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Mrs. Sawyer.
No, you're not wrong. I think that's a choice that you're going to have to make. But knowing that he may not be a participating person in the situation. But wow. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff in there too.
Like what?
Like, he wouldn't want the baby mama to find out about you being pregnant, but then didn't want you to find out that the baby mom was pregnant. Kind of seems like a little sleazy of a guy. and then now you're supposed to handle it. Like that's I don't know. Not the whole thing, but the question was, are they wrong for not wanting to handle it? No, not at all.
Okay.
But know that they're already telling you they don't want to be an active part. So understand that in that decision making, they may not be there to offer support.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would say for that one.
All right.
And you?
What do I say to that letter?
Yeah.
Are you wrong for not wanting to handle it? No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong for not wanting to do that. You might be against that. That might just not fit with you. You might want to raise the baby. The only thing you would be wrong was if you expected to have a fully involved father.
Yeah.
So if at age 29, you have said, I want to be a single mom. I want to have a baby with a guy who, I don't know how to say this nicely, who's full of shit.
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like a poly relationship. It sounds like a guy was with his ex and he was with his other ex.
No, he was just with 2 women.
It doesn't really sound poly to me.
And doesn't want to have responsibility for his actions.
With his actions with you. Because it sounds like he's okay with the other lady being pregnant.
Yeah.
So like not wanting a baby when you just had a baby is
Yeah.
type wild. That's just wild shit. That's
Especially
wild
if they
behavior.
were trying to have a baby. Like, so that's like,
Yeah, the whole time he was trying to
Sleazeball.
have a baby with you,
Sleazeball.
he was having a baby with someone else.
yeah, sleazeball.
Your question is about you wanting the baby. Nothing wrong with you wanting the baby. Understand you are a single mother already.
Yeah.
He is not going to be involved.
Correct.
However you think he's going to be involved.
Correct.
Other thing that kind of gave it away to me, you've been on and off for 9 years. And I understand people do on and off. I'm not saying there's anything particularly wrong with that. It's just when you look and you say, we've been solid for the last 3 years, but you wanted to break up with him just a little while ago. So I don't know when you guys were solid. I don't know when the idea of introducing a polyamorous relationship started. I also kind of questioned the choice of his ex. And I don't know if this is his second child with the lady or if the first, but you call her break baby mama. So the choice of her as part of the couple in the poly relationship.
Like, who is that to benefit?
Like who? Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where that comes
my
from.
understanding of the whole poly, it's like a decided on like who you're bringing into the relationship, right? Kind of thing.
Not necessarily. And there's not just one way to have a poly relationship.
Okay.
The thing that I would say is most important is that all parties are transparent,
Right.
are
That's what I'm
clear,
saying.
communicating. So you can have poly relationships where you and I are together, but I date this person, you date that person and that person.
Right.
These other people may never meet. You may never meet them. We could have a thing where we're all in the same damn house. It really depends on the makeup that we
fair.
decide on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm betting that the lovely classmate that wrote us did not choose his ex to be the poly person. I'm betting he was like, oh, who would be open to it? So I don't know how poly this poly relationship was. Not to judge your polyness or not. You're not wrong for wanting to keep your baby. Just understand the full ramifications. So all the things you see people talking about deadbeat baby dads, all the things you see talking about how difficult it is to be a parent in a 2-parent household, then even more difficult as a single parent, you are willingly walking into that. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. Just understand who this person is.
Yep.
He had a baby in February. How active is he in the baby's life?
Yep.
If they were trying to hide that baby from, you see what I'm saying? Like you just look at the character of the person.
Yeah. You've already been given some insights as to how that's going to be.
You wanted to leave
Don't
him
ignore
earlier.
it. Don't ignore it, and don't think you're going to be able to change it. I think people think, oh, because it's me. He feels different about me. He's going to be completely different. I'm going to change that narrative.
If anything, he prefers the other girl to you.
Yeah.
You sound like the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know how poly this was.
Good luck.
You wanted to break up with him earlier. There's a reason why. Mm-hmm. Just understand.
Yep. Good luck with that.
The older I get, the younger ages sound to me. Remember I saw that thing, the graduating high school class, and I legit thought they were sixth graders.
Yeah.
It was like, that's what the seniors were so big when I was in ninth grade.
Some of them are like that. Some of them are like that.
They legitimately look like sixth graders.
I was passing by a high school getting out. It was yesterday. And I was like, these are high schoolers? Jeez. Yeah. But I think it's like, I mean, I'll go down another whole rabbit hole, but it's like different. Like, there's different types. Because I've seen some middle school and you're like, those look like adults. So I think it's like, different tribes, like different types.
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, different. Completely. It definitely depends.
It's completely different.
Because I remember, this was years ago. I went to a middle school as a therapist, and so you have to go into the office to get kids to come down, all that, and they had kids working in the office. It's normal stuff, and the kid working in the office was about 3 inches taller than me.
Yeah. You see, I'm
6'4". I'm 6'4". Puberty is long over. I only grow out, not up anymore. I'm 6'4". He was minimum 3 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
I said, "What grade are you in?" He said, 8th grade.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't stop growing till around 22. Imagine if this kid still has more to grow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah.
I think it's just different.
But looking at him, I know he's a kid.
Yeah.
It's his height is massive, but he's a kid.
I feel the same way about my nephew.
I know he's a kid too.
Yeah, but he, compared to the others of the same age, oh my goodness, he stands out.
But I think he will. Like, I remember I had a client who told me he had a huge growth spurt around 12 to 14.
And then he plateaued.
But he didn't grow anymore.
Right.
So like he was 6 foot, either 6 foot or 6'1" by 14.
Yeah.
So he's the tallest for so long.
Yeah.
But he didn't grow anymore.
Yeah.
And then
that happens.
The rest of his family and friends kind of were around the same height. They kept growing. I remember in 9th grade, I was walking with some friends down the hallway. I was the shortest one in the beginning of the school year. At the end of the school year, I was the tallest one.
Yeah. 10th grade, I think it was the summer from 9th to 10th, you had a big spurt. Because
she was observing me.
No, because that's why I didn't recognize you at all. Because when we were in high school, it was like, oh, there's 2 people from this middle school. And I'm like, I'm the only one from the middle school. Mm-hmm. And then when they said your name, I was like, I didn't see him here. And when I looked, you were tall. I was like, when did that happen? No. Because you were some little dorky short kid when I knew you in middle school.
What she's describing
I think I was taller than you.
What she's describing is a glow up. And she's saying, when did that happen? That's not what she did.
That is exactly what I did.
This is what she did.
In 10th grade? Listen. It was like, whoa.
This is what she's saying. This is what she's saying.
That dorky kid? Okay.
This is what she's saying. Here's what she was thinking.
What was I thinking?
Look. When did that happen?
That totally was not it. And nobody was thinking about you in 10th grade. There was so much opportunity elsewhere. Nobody was thinking about you. Not at all.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
I just didn't recognize you.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
What?
When you go so hard to suggest you weren't studying me, you weren't thinking about me.
I wasn't. Not in 10th grade.
Then how did we get here? Where are we now?
You said that we're going to talk about this story later.
Stop.
But at that time,
at a certain point, you have to acknowledge.
Nobody was paying you no attention.
Okay, you have to acknowledge at a certain point,
At a certain point, but not at that point.
Okay.
At that point, are you talking about? Definitely
And when you
not.
called me every day, the summer
was in
before
11th
8th grade, the summer before 8th grade?
No. That wasn't every day, Robert. You're talking about like one like weekend
you called
that you were mesmerized by me that you cannot stop
day.
talking about it. It was like one weekend. Like I can't. Like I'm like, what? I didn't even, like in middle school. Oh
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The Jedi mind trick / gaslighting has never worked on me.
Me neither.
Will never work on me.
Me neither. But
You
this
called
revision
every day.
I never called
Listen,
you every day.
People are going to believe you because you're so emphatic when you tell the story.
Because
they're
it's
not
so
going to believe me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're not going to believe me because I often add sauce to stories.
And you're adding a lot of sauce.
On this hill, I would die on everything I love.
Well, I don't know what hill that is.
You called.
I did not call you.
Frequent. No, it wasn't every exact day.
You just said
it wasn't
consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
Then, see,
exactly.
there you go.
See,
there you go.
Because it's always a little tidbit. If she called
that
Monday,
the whole
skip
story.
Tuesday, and then called 15 days in a row, it wasn't every day.
I didn't even call people like during the week like that. My mom would tell you I didn't even like talking on the phone like that. In middle school, no. See, that's where you're just exaggerating. I give you credit for teaching me how to play tenor sax. So there was time where you were helping me learn how to play tenor sax. Call you every day.
You see, you know you fucked up, right?
No, I didn't fuck up.
See, you know you fucked up, right?
No.
See, you know you fucked up.
I didn't fuck up.
See, you just said that you called me for a weekend.
A weekend. I remember calling you a weekend, but I wasn't every day. That's what I'm saying. I didn't fuck
Then
up.
you changed the story and you said, "Oh, I credit you with teaching me tenor sax."
You did.
When?
That was like 8th grade or something.
When?
I don't remember.
On the weekends?
No.
So.
But I didn't talk to you. I didn't talk to you on the phone. How are you going to teach me how to play saxophone on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
That was in person at school.
Okay.
But I wasn't calling you.
So you would talk to me at school.
To learn how to play the saxophone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then call me on the weekend.
I didn't. It was one weekend I told you. I remember calling you one weekend because you wanted me to come over.
Stop. If you don't stop that bullshit.
Yes.
You're so full of shit.
You wanted me to come over for your birthday.
So full of shit.
I remember it.
You are so full of shit.
So that's the weekend I thought you were talking about.
You are so full of shit.
But I didn't talk to you on the phone.
What is your problem?
I didn't talk to you on the phone.
This is pathological. This is unhealthy. This is unhealthy. This is a level of delusion that even for you, the deluluest of them all,
that's what I'm telling you.
This is an unhealthy level of crazy.
Babe, I know.
No. Don't see. Don't try to. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. You trying to.
You've been mesmerized by me.
I am mesmerized. I am mesmerized by you.
I get it, and I get that you had. I didn't have those feelings back then.
I don't hide this.
I didn't have those feelings for you back then. That's just the reality, babe.
The damn lies.
They grew.
Listen, I know the bullshit you do.
You were persistent.
And you see, the thing is,
you were persistent.
They don't know.
You were persistent. And they grew into this beautiful thing. But at that time, my love, I did not have those feelings for you.
You don't stop this bullshit. Get your damn hands off me.
I wanted to play the sax. You knew how to play the sax. Once I got what I wanted,
you're making me uncomfortable.
I kind of like.
You're making me uncomfortable.
What?
This level of pathological craziness is ridiculous. Okay. Oh my goodness. Lies. Why are you so comfortable with lying?
It's not lying. I don't know what's going on there. I love you, babe.
Now.
Don't know about that.
Yeah. You don't know about the truth. It's okay. I will have my day.
Okay.
I will have my day.
That's fine.
And I know what the overall consensus will be.
Robert, it's okay.
I would like to begin reading the stories now.
Let's read the stories.
So we're going to pause on your fiction.
Robert, you keep bringing up this fiction.
And we're going to read
I
this
understand
Reddit
this
fiction.
is reality in your memory. I understand. It's okay.
I want you to keep it up.
It's okay.
I want you to keep it up. I will have my day.
Okay.
And the masses will side with me.
Okay.
They all come for you. But the thing about the classmates is they're only going to fall for this malarkey for so long.
There's no
And then they're going to put
malarkey.
2 and 2 together.
There's no malarkey, my love.
Mm-hmm.
What you remember is what you remember.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Because the day will come. And I'm going to sit quietly and wait. I will sit quietly and wait.
Okay.
But the day will come.
Okay.
You've been lying for 30 years.
That's not lying.
You've been lying for 30 years. But, oh, it's coming out.
I didn't.
I would like to read my stories now.
Well, I mean, you've been telling stories all day. You can go ahead and read that story. Go ahead. That's okay.
Oh, keep it up. Keep it up.
It's okay.
In this lovely episode of Ask the Black Kids, what do you think would happen
Okay.
if a 14-year-old girl called a 13-year-old boy every day for a summer, then tells me he didn't like her? Then later, never mind.
No one.
Am I the asshole for laughing in my sister-in-law's face when she DNA tested my daughter? I, 30-year-old male, have a daughter who is 6. I am not biologically related to her at all. There is no blood relation between us. I was friends with her mother for most of all my childhood. We were never involved romantically and were always just friends. She had her daughter at 23 with her 25-year-old husband. When my daughter was a newborn, about 3 months technically, both her mother and father were killed. I won't go into much detail for privacy reasons, but it was a workplace shooting. My friend and her husband had worked in the same building and were both killed. Both my friend and her husband had grown up with less than ideal families and didn't have any siblings, so there wasn't a next of kin for their daughter to go to. However, because I was close with them, I was able to adopt her. Aww. Even though I had been iffy about the idea of kids, I didn't want their daughter to grow up in foster care or around people who didn't have a connection to her bio parents, so I stepped in. My parents and siblings know that my daughter is not my actual daughter biologically speaking. My daughter, I'll call Lily for the post, also knows that she's adopted. I never really hid the fact that she was adopted. She knows her parents are dead and were killed by a, quote, bad man, but I'm saving the details for when she's older. Lily does not look like me at all. She looks exactly like her mother and biological dad. Most people assume that I'm her bio dad and that she just took after her mom. I don't ever really correct this when and if people assume because it just seems unnecessary. Mm-hmm. My brother has been with his fiance for about 2 years now. A few weeks ago, we were all meeting up at my parents' house and my sister-in-law saw an old picture of me, my friend, and her husband. She pointed to my friend and asked who she was, and I explained that was Lily's mom. Sister-in-law got quiet and stood in front of the picture for a while. I didn't think much of it. To clarify, she knows my friend died, but I guess didn't know that she had been married or that Lily is not my bio daughter. I suppose she assumed my daughter was mine and my friend's biological daughter. My sister-in-law got a DNA test done on my daughter behind my back. She used my brother's DNA for the test, and when it came back and they weren't related, she knew that meant me and Lily weren't related.
Oh, wow.
She came up to me with the results and waved them in my face, saying that I was taking care of a dead woman's affair baby.
Oh, wow.
She said this to me in front of my daughter. I just stared at her for a while before bursting out laughing at this. I told her I knew Lily wasn't my biological daughter and that this thing called adoption exists. Her face went red and she stormed off. My brother is mad I embarrassed his fiance.
No, good for her.
But I said she embarrassed herself by DNA testing a kid that isn't hers and then parading the results up to me.
Yes.
What did she want me to do?
Correct.
What was her goal with this?
Exactly.
Did she want me to break down and abandon my daughter? My brother said she thought she was doing the right thing and called me an asshole. I don't feel like the asshole, especially considering my sister-in-law was the one who stuck her nose where it doesn't belong.
Correct.
I'm asking for Reddit opinions, mostly just for validation. So was I the asshole?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. She was an asshole. The brother asshole. All assholes. None of her damn business.
The implications of her
Entitled.
DNA testing a 6-year-old.
I'd sue her ass. I sue her.
Is
who
wild.
told you to go take my daughter, because that's his daughter. Who told you to go get a sample of my daughter's DNA for testing? I did not consent to that. I'd sue her. Screw that. And then your brother gonna get mad at you? Nah. That's terrible. And then if she really cared, why she didn't like call him or like have a conversation? Why is she gonna do it in front of the girl? Because what if that was true? What if that was true?
You know what I'm saying?
It's not the 6-year-old's fault. That's a bad human. Hope the brother understands what he's getting involved with. That's a terrible person. None of your business.
Some relevant comments.
God.
Not the asshole. She wanted to stir some shit up. That's a hell of a lot of effort to, quote, help.
Yep.
Also, I'd be pissed about how she got Lily's DNA to do this.
Correct.
It didn't go the way she thought it would, so she got mad. Your brother's just trying to side with his soon-to-be wife.
That's what he gonna be stuck with forever.
Oh, not for, come on. Read these stories.
That's true. Forever. Well, that's the kind of marriage you're entering. That's terrible.
I thought so too. I had a request from someone.
What request?
A fan of the Classmates.
Okay.
And they said they love it when we read the updates.
Oh, okay.
I said I never know when there's updates because I read the story. I don't really go back to check.
Okay.
To find out if there's an update.
Uh-huh.
But I did today.
Woo! What you got?
There's an update.
What's the update?
Update. My brother lied to my sister-in-law about everything.
Oh.
My sister-in-law ended up coming to my house and apologizing, as well as telling me the full story. My brother put her up to the DNA test. When I first adopted Lily, my brother for some reason believed that Lily was my bio daughter. He thought that me and Lily's mom were together and just weren't telling anyone.
Damn.
He believes that when she got pregnant, Lily's mom told me that Lily was mine and that she was going to just say it was her husband's, and I went along with it because I don't really want kids. Sister-in-law was under the impression I believed I was Lily's bio dad. She saw pictures of Lily's mom and I, and after asking for clarification on who she was, assumed we were together in it, and then got suspicious when she saw that the other guy in the picture, Lily's actual bio dad, looked a lot like Lily. I also want to clarify, I didn't tell her that Lily's bio dad was in the picture because she had specifically pointed to Lily's mom, and I assumed she knew that Lily was adopted. I didn't know my brother had been telling her lies for nearly 2 years.
Told you that brother was an asshole.
She got the DNA test out of her own suspicions, and my brother helped her with it because he thought it would have revealed that I was actually Lily's bio dad. He manipulated her into thinking that it would clear the air of suspicion when really he was just trying to prove that I was really Lily's bio dad and lying about the reasons for adoption.
Damn.
Well, of course, the results proved I wasn't Lily's bio dad and that my brother was wrong. My brother felt too embarrassed to confess to his fiancée that he lied about the circumstances, which is why sister-in-law confronted me with the results.
Yep.
My sister-in-law also apologized for showing me the results in front of my daughter. She told me that her mom had an affair and cheated on her father, got pregnant with another man's kid, and had let her father believe the kid was his.
Damn.
Her father was devastated by this when he found out, and she grew very resentful of women who do that to their spouses. She had wanted to sit me down and talk to me about it without my daughter, but when she saw me with my daughter, she got angry, thinking I was being led on to believe I was raising my daughter when I was actually raising another man's kid. And she ended up exploding and immediately waved the results in my face. My sister-in-law does feel very guilty, and she's angry at my brother for lying to her.
Yep.
I'm not angry at her for doing the test because she thought she was doing the right thing. I also forgave her for the way she told me about the results because clearly affairs are a very sensitive subject for her.
Yep.
And I can understand why she would have exploded like that. I'm pretty sure she plans to break up with my brother now.
Good.
And I don't blame her. When I called and asked my brother about this, he admitted it. When I asked why he would think this, he said that he couldn't think of a reason why a man who had been against having kids at the time would willingly adopt a baby without having a blood connection
because
to
he's
it.
a bad human.
He told sister-in-law that I was Lily's bio dad and was aware of the fact. He took it a step further and said that me and Lily's mom were together at the time of Lily's conception. Both me and my parents are going low contact with my brother for a while now. Mm-hmm. I know I will forgive my brother eventually, but I can't do that right now.
Nope.
He believed I was low enough to have an affair with a married woman, get her pregnant, take no responsibility, allow her to pass off the kid as another man's, and then only take responsibility because her mom died.
That's terrible. You see? That's a bad human. His brother's a bad human.
So is sister-in-law vindicated?
Well, I mean, she owned up to her doing, and they came to, I mean, you know, so the poster and her, they worked that out. She, you know, apologized. So, I mean, she was going off of false information.
My question to both the sister-in-law and the brother, what did you think was going to happen?
I mean, he said she was, it was triggering for her. It was a very similar situation to some trauma she had experienced.
And I think that is valid. I hope more people recognize that when you're dealing with someone, you're really not just dealing with them.
Right.
The picture that they show us in grad school is an iceberg. You see the tip of the iceberg,
right?
But the iceberg is huge underneath. And goes so low, much farther down. So when you're dealing with someone, yes, you see this picture of them, but you're not seeing the intricate neural pathways of everything that's happened in their lives, whether it be happy, sad, traumatic, whatever. And that's what this person
was experiencing. Yeah.
I, however, do not think her trauma gives her the right
no
to
it
traumatize another person.
It doesn't at all. But she apologized for that, and he was accepting of it. It's up to him to accept or not. So
she was accepting of it, but the 6-year-old may not just understand. Oh yeah, hey, you know how I tried to tell you your dad wasn't actually your dad?
Yeah,
my bad. That's when you're 6.
No. That's gonna stick around. That'll be something there. That's a
maybe not, because she already knew.
That's true.
But we don't know.
And the fact that her father laughed about it, you know, kind of like, you know, maybe it's something that they're used to talking about.
There's a movie that came out a little while ago called Smile. Smile 2 actually comes out this fall. And
another song came to my head. Michael Jackson. Smile, even when you're making.
Again, no classmate has ever written asking you to sing. And Smile was interesting to me because the monster in Smile is trauma. And the only way you can do anything with that trauma is to pass it to another person. So it's a horror movie. It was a decent horror movie to me. But the notion that trauma is passed along like that was so poignant to me.
Yeah.
I really took something from that.
Yeah.
And you see, she's had this trauma. So now she's gone to traumatize other people. In her mind helping, but is she?
Man, what a terrible brother.
I find it very interesting how people now say, I'm going low contact, I'm going no contact. I'm from an era where I'm just not talking to you.
That's it. I'm done with that.
I don't know. But hey, if you need help dealing with going no contact.
Oh, I mean, it's his brother. He said he's gonna he knows that he'll get over it.
You messed up my pitch.
What?
Don't get in the way of the money.
Oh,
if you need help going no contact with a family member or getting over an ex, go to robertsawyer.co and get your copy of The Ultimate Guide to Getting Over Your Ex. A 30-day guide to going no contact. And while the title says ex, it's actually no contact for everybody that you may need to. Family, friends, etc. Because no contact is such a huge thing. Sometimes you got to make that healthy choice. I don't know what that brother thought was going to happen. and he thought that for a very long time.
Yeah.
And rather than just talk to his brother, he came up with a whole plot.
A whole scheme. Like, what kind of geez.
I'll get you. Fiance asked me something that made me cry. Gonna ask you right now. What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know. I hope it's cry because it was a good joke.
You know what kind of show this is.
Well, that's what I would hope. Or something really good.
You know what kind of show this is. You know what stories we do.
A good dessert.
Dessert makes you cry? Dessert has made you cry? Yo, you need help. You need help. Not only have you erased a big part of your life with your lies, dessert makes you cry?
I tell you, you just don't.
Hey, if I ever see you crying over some dessert, I don't know what I'm going to do.
You'd probably see me crying over you, like demolishing, eating the dessert in 2 seconds and not savoring it for what it is. You probably have already seen me do that.
Seen you cry?
You're like Tasmanian devil. It was okay.
See you cry over dessert? Shit, bring me some dessert that makes me cry. I love that.
You don't savor things like that.
Don't put me in a box.
No, you don't.
Fiance asked me something that made me cry. So my fiance, 28-year-old male, and I, 29-year-old female, have been together for a few years, and we're not sure when we're going to get married. But we've made the decision we will whenever our finances and life deem it plausible. Today, my fiance came up to me and said he wanted to ask me something. I said, okay. And he asked if I was planning on taking his last name or hyphenating or just not changing my name at all. It was really nice to know he was completely okay with whatever I wanted to do. But I said I hadn't thought about it yet. Then he caught me the hell off guard and asked, can I take your last name? I would have thought he was joking, but he was dead serious and was talking, looking at me the way he does whenever he's being vulnerable with me. I literally just stopped dead in my tracks and asked, for real? And he said he thought it would be really exciting for him to get a new last name. And he didn't outright say it, but I know he doesn't really care for his current last name since his extremely religious family was abusive towards him.
Oh.
He also mentioned he absolutely loves my family and it would be an absolute honor for him to join us. I got really giddy and excited about how we were going to have the same last name and it was going to be mine. And he seemed really excited. I said yes, and well, I got overwhelmed and started crying. He gave me a really passionate hug, and we stood there for a moment. Not to get too icky or sappy, but then I said, thank you, future Mr. quote, my last name. We haven't told anyone yet, but I really wanted to share it with someone.
Aww. That's cute.
Yep, and with that, I believe I have fulfilled my quota.
Of your 1%?
For 1% happy stories. Rest of the year, it's all trash. It's all going downhill.
That one's really sweet. I love that. That's a good story. That's a good story.
I am a man of my word.
That's a good story.
Remember that, classmates.
Yeah.
I'm a man of my word. And when I say something happened, that's what happened.
Yeah. That's cute.
1%.
Yeah. That's cute.
1%. What do you think about that?
I think that's cute.
Taking last names. That's a big thing for people.
For certain people, it's a big thing. And the way that he phrased, the way, the reasoning behind it, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that.
I would have never taken your last name.
Well.
There's no scenario where I would have taken your last name. That would just be weird.
Yeah.
As we've explained on previous shows, my middle name is her maiden name.
Yeah.
So that's it would be really weird.
It'd be funny.
It'd be really, really weird.
We joked about that there. It was funny.
Yeah. But even if that wasn't the case, I don't think I would have taken your last name.
I wouldn't have recommended it.
Thank you for not recommending it. Did you ever think about hyphenating your name?
I thought about hyphenating and not taking your name, but we talked about it. And that's what we came up with, me taking your name.
We came up with you taking my name?
Yeah, we discussed it. We did.
The cap continues.
We did discuss it. I mean, you
Cap
told me what you
continues.
wanted. You wanted me to take your name.
Cap continues.
So, we discussed it.
One day, a 17-year-old Robert was walking by his new girlfriend, now known as Mrs. Sawyer. And he saw a notebook that she was putting away. Mm-hmm. And on the page was written over and over and over again.
The last name.
Like a mad woman. Her first name, my last name.
Yeah.
Her first name, my last name.
I still do that. It's a doodle. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, people think you're taking notes and you're just really like just keeping yourself busy minding. It's a doodle. And I really like the S because it's like the treble clef.
Uh-huh.
So I love to do it over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But you were doing this after we were together for like a month.
Oh yeah, that's what you do. high school and love.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, because you loved me in high school.
That's not a thing.
I'm not making a thing.
High school is not middle school.
We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
You seem a little edgy.
I'm not edgy.
You're kind of acting like your story's falling apart. I'm not saying that.
There's no story to fall apart.
I'm not saying that.
I only talk facts. You're the one in the stories.
Wait, you only talk facts?
I only talk the facts.
You know, the shenanigans.
You're the ones with the
shenanigans.
stories. There's nothing to fall apart.
The shenanigans. Reddit has the stories.
Okay.
The shenanigans continue. Oh, this one definitely made me say, what did you think was going to happen? I organized a fake wedding and married my wife, and now my actual wife is threatening to expose me.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Using a throwaway account, I can't risk anyone I know catching on, but I have to talk about this to someone. 7 years ago, I met my now, quote, wife while completing my master's degree. She was a foreign student and we were in the same flat for student accommodation and we hit it off immediately. It wasn't long before we started dating and then fast forward a year or two and she decided to stay in the country and move in together. I loved this woman and things were going great, but she eventually started to bring up the topic of marriage. Her family is very traditional and she insisted that if we were to continue being together, then we have to get married. I was strongly against this, but I seriously cannot say no to this woman, and eventually I agreed. Now, here's the kicker. I'm technically still married to my ex-wife.
Damn.
We did not end things on good terms, so I left without getting a divorce, changed my number and contact info. I did not want to have any contact with my ex-wife, and since my wife is foreign, she didn't know the proper legal processes required to get married here. I told her that I would deal with the legal aspect while she organized the wedding. She did have some questions as to why she never had to sign anything or provide any form of ID, but I lied and said that it wasn't needed for where we live.
Damn.
We had a large wedding, and it would have been absolutely magical if it weren't for the fact that the whole time I was sweating bullets wondering if anyone would find out it was
Still
all
married.
a ruse.
Damn.
The only people who had any idea it wasn't a proper wedding were the staff, where I said that we were already legally married and were having a reception now that we had the money. We've been married for almost 3 years now, and she still has absolutely no idea, and it seemed like I had gotten away with the impossible. That was until last week.
Damn.
When my actual wife reached out to me. Apparently, she found out through a mutual friend that I had remarried and got my contact info from them.
Damn.
She called me all sorts of names and said that she would make sure that my wife finds out about my lies. I begged her not to and offered to get an actual divorce, but she told me that it was too late for that. I've been stressed out of my mind these past few days and honestly don't know what to do. Telling my wife is absolutely off the table, as I know for a fact that she would leave me without hesitation.
You better get on the table.
That's my situation.
You better get on the table. Yeah. What you thought was going to happen?
I'm thinking of a song. Remember the song? You gonna lose your job. You gonna lose your job. Well, you gonna lose your wife.
For sure.
For factually sure.
For sure. For sure.
Some relevant comments.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, good luck cleaning up this mess. Now you can have a fake divorce and a real one. And someone responded, he loves 2-for-1 deals anyway.
Yes, yes, yes.
Another comment.
That's off the table. Like you got it. Like you have an option.
He has no choice. Another comment. You fucked up massively. And you deserve all the consequences that'll come your way. Karmic justice, I say. There's no doubt there. Telling my wife is absolutely off the table, ... This here? Here's the thing. Telling her might result in her leaving you. Yes, definitely. But she might still acknowledge your existence and maybe even talk to you once she has healed from this betrayal. But not telling her and letting her find out from someone else, or she manages to find out on her own, yeah, that's a surefire recipe to guarantee she'd never acknowledge your existence ever again. You'd be effectively dead to her.
That's terrible.
That's downright evil. What happens if you die and she needs access to spousal Social Security?
Nope.
She only gets it if you've been married 10 years. What if you're hospitalized and she can't help you? What about filing taxes, immigration issues? You deserve everything coming to you.
Nope. All that. That's terrible. That's a bad human. That is vile.
That's a shit-tastic person?
Yes.
She's an immigrant, so she wouldn't even know about how to get married. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully y'all don't got Google where you live.
Hopefully, that family don't come through because that's terrible. It didn't just like go like elope, do something at the courthouse. They had a massive wedding. Damn.
What did he think was going to happen?
Oh, he fucked around and found out.
He will.
Yep.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband I cheated on him, even though I didn't?
Yes. Yes. I don't even need to hear the rest of it. Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes. I don't even need to know the story.
I'm betting.
That's yes.
Because I haven't read this one. I saw the title. I said, what do you think is going to happen? I'm betting. And I promise you, whenever I say I'm betting, guessing, this is a guess. I have not read this. I'm guessing she found out he cheated.
Oh.
And she's telling him that she cheated to make him feel some kind of way. That's
that
my
reminds
bet.
me of the scene of Why Did I Get Married?
So, and why do they always start so?
Is his name Marcus?
Marcus, you got it from me. Okay. I, 26-year-old female, have been married to my husband, 30-year-old male, for 6 years. About 2 years into our marriage, I found out my husband had cheated on me with a high school friend that he met at one of his friend's weddings. I didn't go with him because it was a few days after the delivery of my first baby.
Damn.
He claimed it was just a one-time mistake, that he had a few drinks too many, and then he regretted it. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. At that time, our daughter was only 1, and I didn't want to break up our family over something he swore was a mistake. I forgave him, or at least I thought I did. I convinced myself that it was something I could be okay with, because I was afraid to start over. But honestly, I was too young and inexperienced to fully understand how deeply it had hurt me. 3 years into the marriage, we had our second child, our son, who's now 3. Around that time, I found out my husband didn't just cheat once. He had cheated multiple times with different women through our early years of our wedding, of our marriage. I found out when my mother-in-law's birthday was coming up and I wanted some pictures of her for a collage that I wanted to make of her. I was scrolling through my husband's photos when I found screenshots of women's profiles from dating apps. So I went through his messages from years ago to find out that he had been cheating on me even before the girl from the wedding.
Damn.
The texts were usually vague, but enough to confirm my suspicions. I confronted him, and at first he tried to deny it. But I had the proof. The messages, dates exactly matched. The periods. He had reassured me that everything was good. He then gave up on the lie. When he finally confessed, he collapsed into sobs, gripping my hands, saying how much he hated himself for what he'd done, telling me how in those days he had been foolish, immature, and afraid of losing me. He begged me not to leave him. He promised that he had changed. He said it was not something he had done since we had our son, and that his family meant the world. Admittedly, his apology really got me. I hesitated when I saw how broken he looked. I couldn't determine if it was sincere regret, desperation, or guilt. I told him I forgave him, even though I never really did. The trust was broken, and the anger persisted despite my best efforts to move on. Since then, he has been acting like the perfect husband, as if to compensate for what he did. I'll admit it felt good to be the center of his attention after so long, but for the last 2 years, I've been nothing but tolerating him because when I look at him, all I see is lies.
Yep.
Now, getting to the title. Last weekend, after putting the kids to sleep, I decided to tell him that I had cheated on him. I didn't, but I wanted him to feel even a fraction of the pain and betrayal I've been carrying all these years. When I told him, he was crushed. His face went pale and he just kept saying, no, you wouldn't, you couldn't. He begged me for details. When, who, how could you do this to us? He couldn't believe that I had thrown away everything we'd been working to rebuild. He said he thought we were finally in a good place, and this destroyed him. I told him, I expect you to forgive me, just like I forgave you.
Ooh.
Now he's completely heartbroken, barely speaking to me, acting like he's the victim here. He says what I did is worse because we were finally getting better, and now I've torn us apart. Part of me feels guilty, as if I manipulated him, but another part of me thinks he needed to experience even a piece of what I went through. So am I the asshole?
Yes.
Obviously.
What the hell y'all playing all these games with?
Obviously you're the asshole.
Like that's just like that make her worse than him. That's just terrible.
I think the issue
and
is
these people going around having kids, you got too much time on your hand. You should have been coming up with some shit about making making up some dumbass story. Like, that's what in the world?
I think part of the issue is people think there can only be one asshole
Yeah.
in a story.
No. You
Everybody
told me
can
the
be
thing
an
about
asshole.
writer, like wrong and wronger. Like, she like, oh no, you did it, so I gotta do something. Like, I gotta get something. I gotta get some part of this game. No, you's dumb. Like, that's like, she got too much time. That's ridiculous.
The first comment
Those poor
says,
kids. What kind of shit is this nonsense?
first comment says, just divorce him already.
Exactly. How you gonna keep going on with all this nonsense? That's just terrible.
Next comment says, seriously, there's so much insurmountable resentment here. Resentment kills marriages. And one of the 4 horsemen of relationships, as you will learn in all Gottman studies, is resentment. Resentment. When that seed of resentment grows, it will kill everything. Everything.
That's terrible.
Resentment is a weed that will choke the life out of the garden of your love.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like, what does she want to happen? He thinks he's the victim. Ma'am, in this instance, he would be said victim.
You just crushed the whole world.
You're saying
That's not saying what he did was right. It's talking about you at this moment. Like, people just, 1, that's lack of accountability. That's 2, she dealing with some shit she need to deal with. That don't make her, that's no excuse for her. That's just all around bad. That's just dumb.
she wants him to experience the pain she's experienced.
Yeah. Why?
So
That makes you equally as bad.
previously, we've read some stories where people have to get their get back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I always say that means you're not over it.
Correct.
Because you're still involved in this.
Yes.
And you know what? Everyone has their process and time to do things. But now what? What do you think is going to happen now? Like, how does this improve her life? I'm not even talking about him. I'm not talking about him at all.
Yeah.
He's wrong. I'm not trying to excuse him or
While
anything.
she was putting the kids to bed, she came up that she was going to tell him, like, what were you thinking about when you putting your kids to bed? You putting your kids, your babies in the bed, and you thinking about how to get back at your husband? That's terrible. That's terrible. Oh, my.
What happens now?
Yeah.
How does this improve your life? That's all I want to know. How does this improve your life?
It doesn't.
Then what's the point?
I got to get you.
Yeah. But you see this in everything. Oh, that person cut me off, so I'm going to cut them off. Cool. I'm not saying people should never be upset. You know.
And you know I like petty, so.
You're the petty queen.
Yeah, sometimes
People have vengeance and all this stuff. I'm not even arguing that. But how does that improve your life? Well, I feel better. Do you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you feel better?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes. But not in this. That's dumb.
I don't.
That's dumb.
I would argue a lot of times people don't feel better.
No.
So you had the last word.
But
You
how
got
does
the
that?
get back.
But
How does it
causing
help
him,
you?
So causing him turmoil now makes you feel better. That makes you a bad person. You wanted him to feel equally as bad as you did. That makes you a bad person.
She would probably say he started it.
That's a bad person.
I know you are, but what am I?
That's a bad person.
I don't know what they thought was going to happen.
You know, I saw a thing. I thought it was staged, but found out it wasn't. It was you know how these people do like the TikTok stuff?
TikTok? What's that?
You know, they do like different, you know, they do like those little skits and things, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So they're at the store and this guy's like about to pay for his stuff. And this guy walks up and he says, this is mine. Thank you for buying me this, right? And so the man that was there, he looks over and he says, oh, is this for one of them TikTok things? I'm tired. I'm not in the mood today for all this playing. He said, no. This is my stuff. This is mine. I'm taking it, right? Mm-hmm. And so he stepped back. He says, I'm telling you, I had a rough day. I'm not about playing around with the TikTok. I see him there and he points at the camera, right? The guy with the phone. And so the guy's like, no, like he's in full character. No. This is mine. Thank you for buying me stuff. He said, okay then. You gonna play these games? And he goes, I'm licensed to carry. It got very real quick. He was not in the mood. Like he gave you warning that he wasn't in the mood. He had a rough day. Like he was at like Walmart or something. He just wanted to like buy whatever little things he was buying and go home. And so,
but people like to F around and find out.
He found out. That guy got so scared because you know that reach back kind of look.
I know it well.
That cameraman was like, "Oh no, you on your own. You mess around. You found out." That was that's what that reminded me of. You want him to feel equally as bad. Okay.
In one of our future react shows, I have a video because this girl, she goes around and she just keeps trying people, and they go back and forth with her usually. Because she's real aggressive, and she's like, "I'm just trying to find out where the McDonald's is. Shut up. Why are you talking like that? You know where you at? This is my hood." She talk like that, right? And she walked up to this one dude. And the dude's like, "Hey, what is you on?" Like, I'm like, hey, like you on something? I'm really not the one.
Right.
He gave her multiple chances, and she keeps going on. The camera's like way far. You really wouldn't see the camera. And then he just pulled out a gun and fired in the air.
Oh, see, no.
Now she's lucky.
Yeah.
He fired in the air.
Correct. I'm telling you.
Because that's stupid.
Yeah. It was funny because he's like, "I'm licensed to carry," and you said you taking my shit. He was like, "Okay, that's just cause."
The only thing in these things, you ever notice how both people you can hear the audio wonderfully well? That's not how mics work.
Yeah, no, you couldn't. This was real. Like that's what I'm saying. You couldn't really hear it.
They never see the camera pointing right at them.
But he saw the camera and he points at the camera saying, "I know this is a skit." And he kept trying to like not let his like thing be blown. No, this is mine. He says, "Okay, all right, it's mine then." And then once there's like he started like to plead with him. No, it's a joke. He goes, no. You said it was real, right? Like he was like, no, don't be no joke now.
It's real today. It's real now. Play stupid games.
Yeah,
win stupid prizes. All this stuff is really,
come on,
really unfortunate that people go down these paths.
No. Give it to me.
Am I the asshole for not letting my wife be a trad wife? Another trad wife story. Oh. What's going on? See, y'all watching this TikTok shit, and the internet's not a real place. You need to learn this. The internet is not real. Okay, all this shit is not for everybody. Some of this trad wife shit goes way deeper than most of it. It's not just, hey, make some shit from scratch and wear a dress. Some of this shit is deeply rooted.
Oh yeah.
In like Puritan values. Some of this shit you don't really want to play with. You thinking, oh, this would be nice. It might not be so nice. Am I the asshole for not letting my wife be a trad wife? My wife and I have been married for 10 years. The night before our wedding, she announced to me in front of her family that she didn't want to take my name and would rather be called Mrs. Honold. I was not happy about this, but it was her choice. I had no say and went through with the wedding, but it has been a sore spot for me since. She has recently indicated she wants to quit her job, live in a van, buy a collection of beanies, friends, and nuts, and be supported through all this BS by my employment. He didn't say BS, I did. Because she feels she deserves to be a trad wife. I feel that we are equal partners in this. I also want to climb, be a hobo, and go down to one income is going to have significant implications on our lifestyle, retirement planning. Also, I prefer bouldering. Don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
There have been several arguments / discussions about this, and in our last discussion, she said she is going to be a trad wife and flash bon voyage. We are equal in rights, responsibilities, finances, and hobbies. She has to just boulder. I told her that the day she quits her job expecting to be a trad wife is the day I leave her. Am I the asshole? Yeah, here's where you fucked up. Let me help you out.
When he said he didn't want you to, he had nothing to say about that. How do you not have anything to say about that?
The night before,
yeah,
I don't have a say. I'm not happy, but I went through with it.
That's what you messed up.
Hear me out.
So you messed up.
Yeah, you invited half the world. Oh, well. Yeah, you spend all this money. Guess what?
We'll have a good party.
Guess what?
Yeah.
That's so much cheaper.
Yep.
More affordable.
Yep.
Than the hell your life will be, probably has been, and a divorce.
Yep.
Divorces can, I think divorces are a mental health conundrum. I don't know anyone who goes through a divorce and is like, no. It's not easy. Even when you want to get divorced, even when it's amicable.
Even when it's amicable, it's a death of a marriage.
So difficult.
Like I think that's like I heard that long ago, and that's so true. It's a death of a marriage. Like that relationship is void, right? So like even people who they were like, no, we're just better not married. I know people that are better friends since they got divorced and when they were married, right? It just didn't work for them, right? But still at that period, it's like you wanted to do this union, you wanted this relationship, and the divorce is still like, that's no longer there kind of thing. So I agree with you. That's just asshole.
Y'all gonna keep seeing this shit on the internet. Keep trying to do it in your life. Yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna go
doing
this thing. I don't even understand all that's going on. I don't know what bouldering is. I don't know what any of that stuff is, but clearly they're not on the same page. They were never on the same page prior to getting married.
You know how easy it is?
It's like,
you know how easy it is? Your uncle's like, nephew, what happened? Hey, unc, we not getting married. I mean, she tripping. So, but we still got the open bar though.
We're gonna have this electric slide. We're gonna eat this cake. We're gonna have a good time. That's what that is.
She tripping. How you doing? Huh? Like
exactly. Oh, we still gonna have family pics. We gonna do all this stuff. It's gonna be a great.
You already got the DJ. You already got the photographer.
Let's have a good time. Yeah.
Pass the glossier.
Yeah.
Okay, keep seeing all this shit on the internet. I'm trying to tell you, this internet shit is not for everybody. But don't listen to me. Stay toxic.
I knew it.
Whatever.
Stay toxic.
Because a lot of this shit is just toxic. What would you call it?
It's time for
Toxic Confessions. Family of 5. We regularly smuggle the youngest into a standard 4-bedroom family room at Travelodge or Premier Inn with his ready bed. We've used numerous tactics to get him past reception, but the favorite is walking 3 in, 2 out, 3 in the hope the receptionist loses count.
What?
They don't want to pay.
Oh.
Growing up, my half-brother convinced me the family of ginger kids in the next street, me also being ginger, were from my dad's previous marriage, but told me not to tell anyone. When Dad died, I visited them to let them know. You can imagine the confusion as the lie unfolded.
Oh my gosh, that's such a bad
nasty
human.
work.
That's such a bad
nasty
person.
work. That's nasty work for real.
So bad.
I cried when my neighbor told me they were moving. Their dog gets under the fence every morning and we sit together while I have my cup of tea. Aww. Really going to miss him.
That's not toxic.
These are just confessions.
That's sad.
I just paid my bill in a restaurant and was about to leave when a little kid came up to me and said, "My mom says your glasses look funny." I told him, "Tell your mom she's a cunt." He did, of course. Not proud of myself, but they were my new glasses.
Oh, wow.
Hey, he said, play with somebody else.
Oh, wow.
He said, play with somebody else. Play with your mama. Don't play with me.
Okay.
Try Jesus. Keith is a former coworker. He left our company and started his own. Now he's a paid consultant for us and others. He flirted a lot with me when he worked here, but I knew his low pay scale. I work in HR, and he wasn't worth my time or effort. He makes more money now, and I called him. We've been intimate, and we've gone out on a few times. He knows I have 3 kids, but he doesn't ask about them or show any interest in them. We're a package deal, so when he picked me up for a date, I brought my kids along. He treated us to ice cream and brought us back home. No dinner, no date. Again, we've been intimate in his home. I asked Keith why he didn't invite us to spend time at his place. Him, I don't bring ants to my picnic.
Oh!
I was furious.
Oh!
Me, we're a package deal. Him, I didn't order that yet.
Oh!
I asked if we're going to see each other again. Him, sure, but I'm dating you, not your kids. Let's keep it there for now.
Oh.
What's wrong with him? Why does he hate kids? Is he gay? Advice. Why, when this man stood on the business that he stood on, does he have to be gay?
Why does he have to be gay? And why did he, he entertained that shit. He took y'all to get ice cream. I would have been like, who the hell are all this?
Hey.
That's baby kids.
I would have took all y'all baby's kids to the ice cream place, got my ice cream, wouldn't have got shit for you.
Correct.
I'm gonna be real. I would have got ice cream for the kids.
I got ice cream for the kids.
I wouldn't have got shit for her though. I wouldn't have got shit for her though.
Well, you better eat off theirs because ain't nobody told you to be bringing
I would have got ice cream for me and them 3 kids. I wouldn't got shit for you. Took you back to your house.
We're a package deal.
Good day, man.
Okay.
His low pay wasn't worth your time. These fake stories, they know how to get at you.
But that's the thing. I don't think those are fake stories. That's really how people think.
It is really how people think.
Yes.
It truly is how people really think.
You're supposed to be taking care of you and your 3 kids.
Any advice?
For her?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. She's making a confession to you.
Not to me.
I met Tonya at her great-grandfather's funeral a few years ago. I was escorting my grandaunt, who was a friend of their family. Tonya's son threw a fit at the funeral and tried to topple the casket. He was 3 at the time, and I thought he was grieving. Tonya was embarrassed, and I calmed her son down. Tonya gave me her number, and we connected. At my grandaunt's funeral, Tonya's son, now 5, ran from the back of the church to the front just to knock the pastor down.
Damn.
He was successful. We're dating hard, and I have serious intentions with Tonya. But her son told me, quote, "The man under the grass calls my name." Okay.
The man under the grass.
The boy wants to dig a hole to hell. He wants to see if the devil really lives down there and if he's having a birthday party for me. He's 5. He never met his father, who's incarcerated for, quote, accidentally shooting his neighbor 4 times while robbing the neighbor's home.
No.
Tonya is a good woman. She's definitely wife material, but the boy has some shady demonic shit going on.
Nope.
Should I proceed with Tonya or bounce?
Nope. That's self-explanatory. Nope.
I'm gonna use some verbiage from the previous story. They're a package deal, sir.
Yeah.
So if you don't want Damien living in your house,
Yeah. Get the hell out of that. No. The man underneath the grass. Kind of shit. I can't just imagine my face. The man where? Oh, under the grass.
that's enough of that shit. We got to go.
It's time to leave right now.
Can you imagine you sleep and you wake up, this motherfucker just looking at you?
Oh, hell no. No.
Just wake up, he's just looking at you. Hey, Damien, what you doing here?
That man beneath the grass.
He told me he's gonna have a birthday party for you.
Yeah. No,
and I have to dig to meet him.
Yeah. Oh no.
Why did they come to me to die? Why did they come to me to die? Nope. I'll be out.
What?
I'll be out.
No. That'd be the end of that.
That boy gonna start abusing animals anytime soon.
What is coming? I want nothing to do with that.
What's the moral of this show? This episode
I don't have no more.
of Only Black Kids in the Class.
No, I'm glad we had that good story. That was a good one with the name change.
1% done.
Yeah. I like that one. I don't know. That's kind of.
I think the moral, the theme is actually play stupid games, win stupid prizes, fuck around and find out.
Yep.
What do you think is going to happen? What's the natural conclusion of you doing these insane things? I mean, I'm actually already married, but I'll just lie to her and get married. We'll see.
Yep.
And you know what? For some people, they go 30, 40 years. I saw a story. This dude was a criminal. He hid out in like Tampa, Florida for like 30 years. They never caught him until they caught him. You know how they caught him?
He went back and did something dumb.
He finally joined Facebook.
Dummy.
He like just joined Facebook like in the last year or 2.
Dummy.
He was on the run, I think 40 years.
Damn.
Never caught him. He had a job, a family, everything. He was living a good life. He had actually turned his life around. He joined Facebook. The FBI said, "Oh, say less."
Yeah.
like,
Thanks for making
bro,
this.
we didn't forget about you. You might have forgot about us. We didn't forget about you.
Yeah.
We've got computers now. like why? And then what really got me, he didn't join Facebook like when it was like popping. Like he just joined it.
Right.
And put his real information.
That's what I was gonna say. Like he could have joined it on like not put pictures, not put name.
Your name should have been John Doe. What are you doing? He put his real, and the FBI just said, "Bet."
Yeah.
Thanks.
They didn't have to do that. It was probably it probably came in some like.
The intern was like, "Oh, this popped up."
Yeah.
And we'll look into it. Oh shit, that's really him.
Yeah. Name and all. Oh, look at the face. Look at they do like the time lapse
They
thing.
aged the picture and everything.
Looks just like him. Yeah.
Oh.
Gave it away.
What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Why do you? Thanks for joining us, classmates. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the guidance on the chicken tenders. I know what I must do now. You want to go get some what's it called? Some Publix chicken tenders right now? You hungry?
I am hungry.
Let's go get some Publix chicken tenders.
Okay.
We're going to go do that. 5-star reviews. We've seen the comments on the Spotifys, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the YouTubes. We love it all. If you watch this far, this is just the time we want to take to say thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for joining us. Follow us at Only Black Kids on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Email us your relationship questions, your petty moments, anything that you just want to have a discussion about. asktheblackkids@gmail.com. Take us out, Mrs. Sawyer.
Bye.
Bye-bye.